Hello ladies. Okay, today we are going to talk about the anatomy of sleep and why chronic crappy sleep in midlife sets you up for abdominal fat gain. I'm going to explain the anatomy of it so that you got a really good understanding of what's going on and know how to change it, make it better, and help blunt some of those effects. So, all right, let's get into it. My name is Cynthia Williams. If you've been here, thank you so much. If you are new, welcome. I am an integrative nutrition practitioner. I specialize in working with women 35 and older to help them understand these hormonal fluctuations, changes, all these things that are happening in midlife, leading up to perimenopause, in menopause, and post-menopause, and just helping you understand what's going on and then things that you can do to blunt the effects of these hormonal changes, make them better, prevent them. Today, we're gonna speak specifically to sleep because sleep goes to shiz when we are in midlife, and that is due to the declining of estrogen and progesterone and then its effects on elevated cortisol, insulin sensitivity, and we're gonna talk about that today. I do have another video, I will link it below, that speaks specifically to estrogen, progesterone, sleep, and then tips to improve that. Today I'm really going to talk about human growth hormone, cortisol levels, and how or what happens when you have that crappy night of sleep so that you have a better understanding of what's going on. Just get started. Okay, so sleep quality just goes down, right, when we're in midlife due to those declining hormones. But we also have a decline in what's called human growth hormone. And human growth hormone is especially important because it helps us to facilitate fat burning and it helps us to facilitate muscle growth. Our peak periods in our sleep are from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. when we have the most of this human growth hormone generated and used in the body. So we really want to make sure that we're optimizing or using this time frame to help us get that human growth hormone. Because as estrogen declines, or estrogen helps with the production of human growth hormone throughout your day, but as you have that decline in estrogen, you have a decline in that human growth hormone synthesis throughout the day. So we want to really optimize that 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. period. Now that doesn't mean you go to bed at 11 p.m. and you get it. You've got to be asleep before that. There's 4 stages of sleep. You have stage 1, which is where we're drifting into unconsciousness. Stage 2 is light sleep. Stage 3 is deep sleep. And stage 4 is that REM sleep, that rapid eye movement. 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. is that deep sleep period where we have that human growth hormone secreted, and we want to optimize it. In the evenings, basically cortisol comes down and melatonin comes up. But as we're going through midlife and we have the less control of the cortisol, you're going to have longer delay of that cortisol coming down, which is why you have a harder time going to sleep. You're also going to have more cortisol spikes throughout the night, which is why you have the broken sleep and you wake up to, even light noise or very minimal light, or normally you would have slept through it before. Now it wakes you up, and it's due to that elevated cortisol level and that decline of estrogen. This also sets us up for declined insulin sensitivity. Studies show one bad night of sleep, and meaning less than 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night, which is what you want to shoot for, can increase insulin sensitivity by 33%. This is why you wake up the next day and you find yourself constantly grazing, you're groggy, you have brain fog, or put that chronically, which is what midlife women tend to experience, multiple nights a week of poor sleep. It really starts to compound and you really start to feel the effects of it. We have ATP, this product called ATP, which is what we need for energy throughout the day. A byproduct of breaking down ATP is called adenosine. And adenosine builds up in the brain over the day, which is what contributes to helping making you tired and fatigued and get to sleep at night. But we need a proper night's sleep, that 7, 8, or 9 hours of sleep to clear that adenosine out and off of the brain. So if we're not getting that proper amount of sleep, we're not getting proper clearing of the brain, which can lead to grogginess, brain fog, lethargy, just mood, irritability, all of those things the following day because we didn't get a good clearing of the brain. Another part of that is you are more likely to overeat the next day, as I spoke to, because 2 other hormones are affected by the cortisol levels being elevated and the decline of insulin sensitivity, and that is called ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin is our hunger hormone, and that one, you're gonna think I'm silly, but this is how I remember ghrelin being the hunger hormone, because I think gremlin, and just, you know, hungry little things that wanted to eat everything. And then you have leptin, which is the hormone that tells us we're full. So when we get poor nights of sleep, we have an increase of ghrelin, increase of hormones telling us that we're hungry, and then we have a decline of the leptin, so we don't get satiated or feel full as we normally would, or as quickly as we would, and we tend to overconsume calories, which sets us up for abdominal fat gain, right? And we don't need any more issues or any other contributors to the abdominal fat gain, because we already have it with that decline of estrogen and elevated cortisol levels and the decline of insulin sensitivity that comes just from the natural decline of estrogen. Then you compound it, with the poor sleep, which estrogen affects as well, and then the elevated ghrelin, the lowered leptin, not clearing the adenosine from the brain. So it's just this perfect firestorm of things that all contribute to why we get chronic crappy sleep in midlife. When it comes to midlife, there are lots of things that you can do, including HRT, dark cherry juice. There are adaptogens that you can take to help with this. There are many things that you can do throughout the day to help blunt some of these effects and prevent the abdominal fat gain, which tends to be the biggest complaint of women during this period of time, you know, with the chronic crappy sleep. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe down below. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.